What is up, everybody? Ace here, and I am back on the JFS here. Free string. This might be a trap, but we're gonna find out. If you're Shawstin, oh, if you're Shawstin, you probably shouldn't be watching this because I'm about to reveal some stuff. We're gonna go on to an adventure. Yeah, there's some free string. To find more of these, the Bone of the Wild. So I think Shawstin wanted to find them on his own terms, like stumble across them. He doesn't want to be exposed to their whereabouts. So assuming that he still wants to do that, and if anybody else wants to do the same, probably shouldn't watch this video. Or you can put it on in the background and cover it up with a different window and just listen to me talk, because I'm going to update stuff. Let's see. Not really much going on with the server. I've been doing a lot of digging. UHC-23 is still a go, and the bets shop is open, so you can bet. Let's see if anybody has bet yet. There's only been a few people that have signed up so far, but it's still like a month away, so I would be quite surprised if anybody's bet yet. Yeah, no. But this is the all or nothing question. How many players will die to PvP? It depends on how many players there are. So but I think that's the only real big thing that's going on with the server lately. But, yeah. So, I think one of the Bones of the Wild is actually really close to here. I'm pretty sure it's up in these mountains. I took a glance at the overview before I started recording, but I don't want to look too closely. I'm not going to get the coordinates or anything. So let's go up here, see if we can find what we are looking for. But yeah, so I've been doing digging here on the server. Besides that, not really much of anything of interest. Work is still work. I have not picked up a new job or a second job. I think I'm going to settle down. My hours are a little bit more now, so assuming that they're able to stay that way, I should be okay going without a second or better job, at least for now. So we did have somebody leave. They were already in the midst of putting in their 2 weeks notice shortly after I arrived, and so once that finished, we're kind of left with one less person, so I might be filling in that gap, I guess. This coming week, I think I have a little bit more in the way of hours. I don't think there is a day that I'm working that I'm not closing this coming week. Which all that means, that's like a difference of 1 hour. A little less, depending on how quickly I close. And where I'm put to close. Might be those mountains. I know there's two relatively close to this area. Like there's one that way, which we're gonna go to in a second, but there's one over here somewhere too. It might be over there. But yeah, that's all that's really going on with work. Life update, any other life update stuff? Oops. No, not really. Classes are going. It's this class is kind of weird. I spend hardly any time on it, but not in the sense of me not doing work. It's just that it takes no time to get our assignments done. I'm wondering if it's going to come back to bite me. Oops. But so far it has not. because basically the structure for each week, and as usual it's a 4-week class, the structure for each week goes as follows. You have your reading section, which I'm not reading anything for this class. Bonus material, which I've also skipped. The main stuff is like, there's one. Like a quiz type thing. It's not a real quiz. It's really just like a little questionnaire. It's like, what do you think about some stuff? Motivation. What gets you motivated? And things like that. You just kind of answer them in a paragraph. That's the only challenge of this entire class is coming up with a full paragraph. Alright, we gotta be careful with this skull. Yeah, see, that's why. I don't know if they should be lit up or not, but I guess it's kind of... it's a little bit more realistic that they're not. Alright. I will, I guess I'll light it up. Oh, cool. Left the backside open. Alright. What number is this one? Number 8. And somebody else has found this one. That's cool. I'm gonna place this dirt here. Alright, let's go check out the next one over this way. But yeah, so the main stuff that my classes consist of is the little questionnaire thing, which you can't get wrong. The only way you... either you do it or you don't. So, I guess the only way that you can, like, not get it fully correct is if you can't make a paragraph of an answer. So, and then there's the discussion section, which is you have to complete 2 of 4 activities and then post about your activity in the discussion forum, in which you have to answer 4 things, each a paragraph long, and then respond to 2 other posts, also a paragraph long. Make sure you include a question, and not a yes or no question, but one that actually takes some time to answer. So, I literally, every time I do this, I hop on Monday. Today is Monday, but it's 2 a.m. Hop on Monday, go through, just kind of read through what this week is about, and then I have to get the questionnaire thing done by like Tuesday, and the forum post, the activity thing is done by Thursday, and then the responses are done by Sunday. The activities so far have been create a planner, like a little schedule to, I don't know, like work, play, fit kind of schedule. You basically schedule things that you have to do as work, which could be chores and whatnot, or your actual job. Play, things like this, playing Minecraft, and fit, as in, physical activity. There's been other stuff, like, for this one, there was the option to play a game with other students in the class. And they had this Google Doc where you, like, put your name and the games you play and your gamer tags, like for Discord or something. And I did that. And, ooh. That doesn't look good. I don't mean that in the not fancy way, but I've seen stuff like that before. Most notably at my church. But But yeah, I was going to do the game thing, but nobody contacted me to play games, so I was sad. And I had to do some of the other stuff. This week I did the weekly planner thing, which really all I did was say I'm continuing the one from last week. So that was cheap. I'm pretty sure I'll get points taken off for that, for not doing something new. But, and then I made this motivation board, which, it's really just, it's like some pictures and motivational words that motivate you. So for me, I did like pictures of different places I've gone. There's one. Yeah, different places that I traveled to, like the mountains, just mountains, basically. There's cool places I've driven out to, Mount Washington, you know, any other nice views, and then put words like adventure, freedom, independence to show that's what I look for. Or that's how I feel when I go out on these drives, which is true. It is how I feel. Alright, what number is this? Nobody's found this one. 6. This is not a real bone. Or it is a real bone, but... So I have 6, 7, and 8. Get out of here. Oh god, okay, so... I know where 2 others are generally, but boy howdy is it going to be tricky figuring out where exactly they are, because they're on the other side of Spawn Town. I don't even think I'm going toward... I don't even think I'm going towards Spawn Town. Hello? Oh, we're behind Shawstin's house. Guess we'll find our way there. Yeah, it's this way. So yeah, some interesting stuff like that. One of the things I did for the first week was I had to do a passion project, and I kind of went cheap on this. I did something that I've already done, which was actually the what is it called? Player Showcase, the UHC Player Showcase videos I made for Season 20. I showed the one I did for the biggest killer. Afterwards, I thought of like maybe I could have swapped that one out for like maybe Nixer or something, because the content that I did for Killer, since he doesn't record, is kind of, it doesn't seem as interesting to me. But some people seem to have been interested. It's kind of a weird feeling because everybody's like, wow, your stuff is great, and I'm very inspired, and such things. I don't think anybody's speaking a lick of truth, but maybe they are. But this is kind of the stuff I've done. I've talked about the Discord groups I'm in being big motivations to keep me going. So, Joda, you're supposed to be working on these docks, and yet they're still here. Joda. Because I didn't like that part of the spawn intersection to nowhere. Yeah. I like this. This I did. I did this. So yeah, it's kind of weird. I got one more week left of it. Hopefully it isn't something like, like an exam kind of thing. Like, this... like, I have to complete some sort of exam by the end of the week. That's like... Oh, they've extended this, it looks like. But yeah, I don't want it to be some sort of exam where it's like, go through all this, whereas all the questions are in the reading material. Yes, something needs to be there. Whew, that's fast. So somewhere out this way is another one, I believe. Good luck on me finding it. I think it's in a savanna. Here's the monuments, the shrines we built to get the jungle stuff and crafting recipes. So I'm gonna steal this sand. That's a piece of TNT right there. Where's the savannah? I think it's on the other side of the highway there, but I don't remember. Yeah, there's the desert there. I do know there's one in the desert by my old base, which is where I'm gonna go last. So, but yeah, my classes are pretty interesting. I'm excited for the next class. It's going to be actually centered around digital cinematography. It's a history class, basically, but it's about the visual arts, so at least it's in my field. Following that is English composition, so I'll be writing essays after this, which I'm not looking forward to, but I actually do pretty good on those, so I don't like them, but I do pretty well on them. Writing is not a very difficult thing for me to do, so, but yeah, that's the stuff coming up. I don't know whose place this is, but it's very wide open. Should I glance at the overviewer? Synth City. So there's a city going on out here. That's not the savannah. Oh, that is the savannah. My POV makes me have to go like this. I've considered turning it down, because I noticed last UHC things are much farther away than they actually are, because when you turn your head like this, it's like things are actually pretty close by. It's like that torch is actually not that far away at all. But it's weird because I've had the same POV for a long time, but it's only recently that I've noticed it's kind of bothering me a little bit. But not in the straightforward sense, but in my peripherals, I notice how much closer everything is. So it's kind of weird. What else has been going on? I did get my first thing from the school, from the Project Launchbox thing. Project Launchbox is basically they send me equipment to use. In December, they're supposed to send me film equipment, but most recently, they sent me an iPad. And the iPad is really only used for number 2, huh? Interesting. So we got one more to find. For this episode, at least. But yeah, so I got an iPad, which is really only used for mobile stuff. Basically do your work on the go. And I was like, I'm not going to use that because I can access my classwork on my phone just fine. And I'm still going to need to connect to a network in order to be able to use that. I don't know if that iPad connects to a network. Like, I don't think it's coming with internet service, so I'd have to connect via Wi-Fi. So, you know, I still have to do that with my phone anyways, because I don't have service right now, but, which is kind of ironic for what I'm about to say, but I sold it. I sold the iPad. But yeah, I got quite a bit of money for it. Funny thing is, I I got it in the mail. I took it home. I didn't even take it out of the box or the wrapper, the cellophane wrapping. I took it out of the shipping box, but not the box that not the actual box that the thing is in. But yeah, I just took some pictures of it, put it on eBay, sold within a couple hours, shipped it out at the following Monday. So got it on Friday, it was gone by Monday. And yeah, so it's gone. And yeah, I got a fair bit of money from it. All it really did was help me take care of a bit of an issue that I had with my car payment. My car payment saga continues. So this time around, my car payment happens on the 12th, and I got paid on the 16th, so I didn't really have the money to make the payment, but I scheduled the payment anyways. The plan was to let my bank account absorb this payment, as well as the overdraft fee, and then when I get paid, my paycheck will fill in the hole and everything will be fine. And it did that for the most part, except the payment actually bounced, which has never happened before. I've actually done something like this before, and it worked fine, but this time it didn't. So the day that I got the notice of it, the money ended up back in my account, and I immediately made another payment, and that went through just fine. So that's the good news, is that payment-wise, it's all settled. Bad news is, I don't know if... I'm pretty sure that the company that I'm making payments to has or is going to realize that happened, and I'm already not in good standing with them. But hopefully I don't have a tow truck pulling up to the house anytime soon because of it. Hopefully the payment that I made on the very day that it bounced, hopefully that means that everything's fine, because essentially it is. All I know is that the continuous phone calls have stopped. Although it is the weekend, so if I get a phone call from them on Monday, maybe everything's fine, and I won't have to worry. But it's the continuing struggles of my life and handling money, so it's stressful. I almost had a big issue stress-wise yesterday. So I opened yesterday, and I don't think it was that busy at all, but with things being as they are, which is stressful, it's tricky trying to get rid of that stress. So usually all I can do is listen to music, watch YouTube videos, things like that. And yeah, so at work, it was a little thing, and this has happened before at Zaxby's most recently, where it's this little bit of negativity is kind of like the straw that broke the camel's back, so to speak. Because basically, I was browsing through my phone when we were all clear, and the manager told me to get off my phone, and that was it. It was just in passing, which it was the first time that somebody's told me off for that here. But granted, I have been on there a lot because that's, you know, where all the good stuff is, all the happy things. So this time it was not a full-on breakdown, but I felt it building. I was kind of like brooding. I don't know if that's the right word, but I was having trouble keeping myself together while also building sandwiches for customers. So there it is. So yeah, I was trying to build these sandwiches with a coworker right next to me. I actually had two basically on either side, trying to help us out. And at one point I was just like, okay, I gotta step aside for a sec. I didn't say anything, but I stepped away, went to the walk-in cooler, and gave myself a few minutes to just kind of collect myself. And afterwards, I still wasn't in a great mood, but I was able to keep things under control by that point. Number 5. 3, 4, 5. So we have 2, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Nice. That's going to be the last one we're going to do today, because this is the only one I remember. Actually, I should... That might make it too easy. I did torch up a couple others before it. But yeah, it's kind of lame that happens. And it happens in a cycle too. The last time it happened was at Zaxby's, and I completely broke during that one because I was actually trying to keep it together, and then my manager noticed, and she said something, and as soon as she said something, the waterworks just turned on full blast. So it's not like, you know, on the surface it's kind of like, it looks like that I just broke down over a small thing, but it's, you know, sometimes it's that small thing that just absolutely breaks you. Not in the sense that that's the only thing that's going on, but you got so much other stuff going on with you that this one little thing is what tips the scales, or sets things off. So I've talked about the stresses going on for me, like, endlessly, to the point where people are probably sick of hearing it, but this is my journal, so you're gonna have to deal with it. But it's, you know, until it ends, I keep talking about it, because it's still rough, and talking about it is therapeutic, at least in a little bit, in a small way. Doesn't solve anything, but it makes you feel better in the right now. So I think I'm gonna end it here. I'm just gonna sail away to the portal. But yeah, it's just the same stuff. That's the worst part about it. It's the same stuff that's been since I've started making videos way back when. But I'm still in class, which is a good thing. Which means I'm still progressing forwards, which is good. I just need to handle my own issues here. So that's gonna do for this episode. I'm gonna try to keep things going with these videos. Keep them going, like, somewhat regularly. So I hope you guys have enjoyed watching, and I shall see you all next time.